Hello, my name's Gary Fleming. We're here on the Mount Grey homestead. It's a farm situated inland from Amberley and Rangiora in North Canterbury. We're here to show you about the thinning of eucalypts. About 7 years ago I won a prestigious award called the Michael Hay Award, which is a farm forestry award for young farm foresters, and it was $5,000, and with the money I planted this block of trees. There's leylands on the south side of the south facing aspect, and eucalypts, about 7 species of eucalypts on the north facing side. So these are about 6.5 years old at the moment. This particular species is Eucalyptus muraliana, or yellow stringy bark. They produce a durable, easy to mill timber with very high percentage of heartwood in them. That's can be used for anything from flooring to construction. It's very good quality timber. Thinning normally coincides with when the canopies start to touch each other, and that way the trees are starting to compete with each other. So these are just ready for thinning, and we're going to go through and thin these down. They're planted at 3 by 3 metres, which is about 1,100 trees per hectare, and we're going to thin them down to about 500 trees per hectare. And that will encourage a lot of diameter growth rather than just very tall, thin trees. They will be pruned to about 2 to 3 metres at this stage, and maybe a bit higher, and then at age 10 they'll be thinned down to 250 trees per hectare, and there'll be 200 of them will be pruned up higher. And then about 14 or 15 they'll have a final thinning down to about 200 stems per hectare. 200 stems per hectare is about 7 by 8 sort of metres, 7 by 7, 7 by 8 metres. And that way they'll produce a trunk with a small end diameter of at least 40 centimetres, which is a good quality saw log for milling, going into the milling industry. So 200 trees per hectare will give you a rotation of about 25 to 30 years. Other alternatives could be take it down to 100 trees per hectare, which is about 10 by 10 metres, and that can go on to 45 to 50 years and produce very large trees. Other things that could be done for other species, more durable species, is to leave them even denser than that for poles and post-production. We'll first go around and we'll mark the trees that we're going to take out. Okay, this tree here has to be taken out. Even though it's a nice big tree, it has to be taken out because it was forked at the top, and one of those forks could break out at a later date, and also it would be nice to get a top log above that height anyway. So we'll mark it right round the tree so that you can see it from all directions when you're deciding which other trees to take out. Okay, this tree has to be taken out because it's just going to be small. It's always going to be a small runt. If it was left, it would probably just die, but in the meantime it's going to still compete for moisture on this dry site with the other better trees, so it may as well be taken out now before it dies anyway. This tree here is very coarsely branched tree. It's always going to be a problem to prune, so this tree has to be taken out as well. And there's a tree over here. It's got a broken top. This is another obvious thing that you have to look for when you're taking them out. There's been a double leader, and that's what happens when double leaders get hit in the wind. The tops break out of them. This tree here, we're leaving this one. It's not going to be thinned out at the moment because of a number of reasons. One is that it's quite good form with even branches all the way up and a single leader all the way up, and it's nice and straight. The second one is, which is quite important on a small block of trees like this, is that it is on the edge of the plantation. As soon as you start taking too many edge trees out, you're effectively making your block smaller. So it's always nice to leave the outer trees if you can. Also, the outer trees have been exposed to more wind all of their life, so they're less likely to blow over. Okay, when it comes around to thinning the trees, you have to take a lot of things into consideration. Whether or not the canopy is caught up with other trees. You have to take wind condition into account and whether the tree is on a lean or not. Small trees like this, it's quite easy. You can push them over a little bit to help. But you still have to do a bit of a scarf in the base and then a back cut, the same as felling a big tree. These remaining trees, and they're going to get a lot more sunlight, so they're going to grow a lot faster and a lot fatter, but they're going to require pruning up for a couple more metres. The best 250 will be pruned, and then in a few years time they'll need to be thinned down to 200 and pruned up again to about 6 or 8 metres.